Coach, talk a little bit about the progress that the offense has made progressively from spring to fall and where you feel you're at going into the season.
We'll see Friday, right? I mean, I think that we've progressed well, in my opinion, in practice. Practice is different than games. And so we'll see where we're at when we play Friday. I mean, I expect kids to do the same thing they've been doing in practice, but, you know, it doesn't always correlate. Sometimes it does.
How's the timing and the sync looking in the passing game, quarterbacks and receivers, the last couple of weeks?
It looks good. I mean, our passing game has come along. You know, we need, obviously, you know, we're not sitting here, and I've said this multiple times, we don't have a 100 reception guy coming back, right? So we got to find out who our dudes are, and I think we have a good idea, but I think that I'd like to be pleasantly surprised by some guys too, right? So, you know, got to make plays in games. You know, that's the facts. And so.
And how's the running game going? And do you have a good idea how you're going to be able to balance the passing and the running attack?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fairly easy. I mean, we have a group of running backs that are really talented. It's probably, you know, one of the more talented rooms we have, to be honest with you. And so I feel good about multiple guys playing. It will be running back by committee. I mean, somebody's got to run out there first, obviously. But I mean, we have multiple guys that can carry the rock. So it will be running back by committee, and balancing that, you know, it's pretty easy. I mean, if you're having success, keep doing what you're doing, and if you're not, change it.
At the tight end position, obviously I just got talent. What have you seen from Jaleel and what he can do?
You know, Jaleel's a very athletic kid. You know, he's probably, as far as routes and speed and all that stuff, I mean, he's, you know, really, really good. Jaleel just needs to gain weight and just eat and work out, you know, because all the other stuff is pretty easy for him. You know, if he gets bigger, which he will, he's either follow me around and eat what I eat, he'll be fine. I don't know how hard is it, you know, I mean, yeah. Right? I see some of you guys have the same issue.
How's Elijah at this point?
He's good. He's, you know, I'm excited about Elijah, to be honest with you. He's very talented, very versatile guy, and very confident guy. You know, I'm excited to watch him play.
At least from our limited availability, we hadn't really seen him out there at all.
Yeah.
We did not play in the scrimmage we saw at Hard Rock.
Mm-hmm.
How much has he actually gotten in there in practice?
He's been practicing as much as anybody else. I mean, you know, we roll people through there, especially in groups that are deep. You know, if you ask me how many reps, I wouldn't be able to tell you that. But I mean, it's the same way with running backs. I mean, we roll 4 people in, and you could look out there and see 4 different guys with the ones. You know.
What stands out about Miami Ohio's defense, just from what you've seen?
Very sound. I mean, they're not overly complicated on first and second down, which I'll be honest with you, you say that, and I don't know how people take it, but some of the best defenses I've gone against in my career have been fairly simple defenses, you know, and they know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, they know where you're going to attack them. They're very, very, very experienced. They got a lot of returning starters back. They do a great job of stopping the run. I mean, that's proven almost every game they play, besides a couple outliers. But ultimately, they're going to stop the run. You know, in their mind, they're going to stop the run. And so we have to be physical. You know, we have to be very precise route running and timing, because there are windows there, but they're not big. You know, those guys understand what coverage they play and where you're going to attack them. And so efficiency is key, you know. It's just when you play a very experienced defense that really doesn't do a whole lot, they're typically pretty good at what they do, you know. And so you just gotta strategically attack them and keep plugging away, really.
It seems like this freshman class is very driven, very competitive. So what have you seen? How do they compare to, you know, other freshman classes that you've coached?
Yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, I agree. I mean, I think they're probably more talented than a lot of them, but you know, I think you're going to see a lot of them play. That's the key. You know, it's hard to play as a freshman, and so, you know, a lot of those guys have proven in camp that we can trust them, and have proven that they can make plays. Again, there's a threshold of making plays in practice and making plays in the game. That's why when coaches talk about experience, that's what experience means, right? That people have made a lot of plays in the game and have banked a lot of reps. Well, we have some guys that haven't. And so what you can expect is, you know, you're going to have some issues, you know, I mean, they're not going to go out there and be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. Nobody is. So we got to weather some ups and downs, and we got to make more plays than we don't.
You talked a little bit about a number one receiver, 100 reception kind of guy. Is that something that you allow? You've had guys put up some pretty monster stats in past seasons. Is that something that happens organically?
Yeah, it does.
Or can you kind of steer that with your play calling?
Well, I mean, I think it happens both. I mean, they rise organically, you know, because ultimately you sit there and you play games and you practice, you play games and you practice, and ultimately there's some consistency that wins over time with certain guys. And so organically they become the better players. Now, with that being said, you know, then you have to start putting them in position where they get targeted more because defenses are going to take them away more. So the more clout a guy has, you know, with opposing teams and nationally, the more recognition he's going to have as far as what they're going to try to take away. So that becomes more of a game plan deal of trying to hide him and trying to move him around. But ultimately they raise, I mean, the cream's going to rise on its own, you know, organically. But then you got to kind of cultivate it in a way where he keeps getting touches.
What if Emery and Jakari show as backups this fall camp?
I think both of them have taken major strides, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, they're both, you know, working on different things. I mean, like everybody, I mean, nobody's the same, right? And so Emery is one of the guys that my man was talking about over here. I mean, obviously he's a freshman, right? And so this is his first year in college, and, you know, there's things that come along with that are different than people that have been here for 2 or 3 years. And so learning the offense, obviously they were both here when I got here, and so they both have a really good grasp on what we're doing. Been very pleased with both of them, you know. I feel confident with both of those guys, to be honest with you.
Anything else? All right, Coach, thank you for your time.